Welcome to the Paradox Podcast, everybody.
Hey!
Thanks, Sam. Can I do
Sorry.
the intro?
Motherfucker, we
Oh my
need.
god, can I
Okay.
do the intro, please, guys?
Okay,
Please,
right
guys,
now I'll do this.
welcome,
Okay,
Guys.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah. I thought you was done.
welcome to the Paradox Podcast, everybody. I'm your host, Samurai Trainer Z. I am today. I don't know what I'm going to use. I'm your annual comic book run, Samurai Trainer Z. Today, I have my 3 monthly comic book runs. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
Okay, Morgan, you go first.
Hello, I am Morgan.
And then Sam?
Hello, Morgan. Hello, everyone. I'm Sam. Nice to meet you all. Sam, you can go ahead.
And I am Gemstone. I am the real host.
All
Well,
right,
pretty much
thank
kind of
you,
my
thank you,
co-host.
thank you. Yeah, thank you. This guy doesn't edit a single episode or make a single social media post, not a single short. Don't even try that. I will pull up the receipts right now. I will pull up the receipts right now. We're not doing that.
Give me a little
This
bit.
is all I
I'll
got.
make the polls. I'll make the polls.
I mean, I can make the poll.
Hold
Thumbnail
on,
if you
one
want.
poll. Don't make one poll and one thumbnail. Be like, time to call it a day. I'm doing everything else.
Okay.
I'm not very good
That
at
is
this,
me.
so
That
we'll
is me.
make it
That is me.
posting.
we
All
know.
right.
We know. So today on this episode, we are talking about the latest Pokemon Direct or Pokemon Presents. We're talking about everything that's happened, the stuff that's been revealed, some drama, not drama, discourse that's been going on within the community. Where we might have a special guest join us today. We have to see how it works with him. He couldn't join us at the beginning, but we'll see how things lay out. So let's get right into it. So on Pokemon Day, we got a couple of announcements. Pokepia is finally out. I didn't personally buy it because I didn't want to buy it. But Pokepia is finally out. We got the official word, we got the official word and official release of Fire Red Leaf Green being on the Switch, of course. We got some Champions news. It's coming out in April, at least the Switch console version is. And that was all pretty much the big major news aside from stuff like Pokemon XP and the Pokemon World Championships. Something that's not really relevant to any of us in the podcast because we not going. we not going. We not going. We ain't that big yet. We ain't that big yet. Soon, hopefully, but not yet. Not yet. But of course, the biggest thing that people want to talk about is the latest announcement of Gen 10 Pokemon Winds and Waves and the new starters that have been released. So I'm gonna go first, obviously, because this is how these episodes usually go. I'll go first, say my thoughts and opinions on the starters.
Mm.
First impression, I feel like this was a lot of people's first impressions. I wasn't feeling a lot of them. First impressions, I wasn't feeling them. I wasn't feeling them. Like it took me looking at them a couple more times to be like, okay, I f with Aqua, I f with Brout, I f with Tombon is gonna be my choice for the game. Just genuine question. This is gonna be a TikTok clip. Genuine question. What starters are we going with for Winds and Waves? Me, I'm going with Tombon, fire type.
I'm not gonna lie. I might have to go with Bro. I love my go Bro.
Bro, that dude.
I'm
Bro, that dude.
What you mean,
I'm
bro?
gonna
Come
finish
on.
the types, and I'm probably gonna go with Guaqua.
Ugh.
Okay. And then Sam is gonna be
I
like
think
Charizard.
yeah, I think I'm
Yeah,
just
we
gonna
get
throw
to
the
shut him
starter
up.
and I'm gonna get Charmander. Most likely, these starters are some
Sure.
awesome, man. Anyways,
No, these
Man,
started. I like them. I like them. Honestly, it took me a while, but I like these guys now. Especially the brown art has been killing me, bro.
Dude,
Drought has
The
see,
brown
that
art
ain't
Shout
has
out.
evolved
been
so
Shout
well.
killing
out.
I'm
me.
telling
Hammer.
you, bro.
He has become good because
Like
right.
I
He has
asked
become
I asked
good.
the question. Like I asked the question on the podcast account. What starter you giving to Paul? I knew in my heart he'd get him Brout. If Paul was in Gen 10, he'd be
Yeah,
getting Brout so bad. They're about to
Whoa,
have the biggest
Terra,
fucking
who?
100%.
piss. Why he's so bad? He's 3 feet tall. Bro, killing me. Why he's so bad? He was just born.
Okay, but imagine
Oh
Paul
my god, like
with
easily.
Pombon. That actually sounds funny.
But another thing with Winds and Waves, another thing with Winds and Waves, like maybe people may have missed it. Like, maybe I don't know if people saw it. Letty's in the game. Letty's here. We spoke about Letty attack. Ooh, Venom off who? Venom off who? Slicer who we using
Hey,
in Gen 10?
Taylor's
We
in the
using
game.
Letty.
Taylor's in the
Letty's in the
game.
game. Who's Taylor? Who? I ain't never met a Taylor day in my life. You know who I have met? G Letty, big Letty on the scene. We using Letty. My
Who's
son,
letting
my
you
son
there?
is back. My son is back. Oh my God, bro. Morgan, shut up, bro. You'll never understand this feeling. You'll never understand it. Oh my
I
God,
never
bro.
will.
Oh my
What?
god, bro, that's so bad. This how Gen this must have been what Gen 1 fans felt like playing Black and White 2. My son back, bro.
Yeah.
My son
Yeah,
bad, bro.
Morgan would not know about any of this.
Morgan wouldn't know about this because he started playing Pokemon in Gen 9, bro. This guy started playing
Oh,
Pokemon yesterday. This guy just got a Switch, bro.
All
This guy
right.
just got a Switch.
he
Bro,
just saw
yeah, no,
Flamingo. He's
that's
like, my gold, Flamingo.
no, let's work it. No, because we need to talk about that. Why is Morgan like the biggest Gen 9 fan on the planet? I don't understand you glazing for this like borderline part region, bro. I'm sorry. I like we'll talk about this a little later because I want to mention more stuff. It seems that Winds and Waves will have a southeast. So Sam technically won because I remember we were talking about it. He said you would want somewhere in Asia. So it seems that we're going
What?
somewhere in Southeast Asia. Yeah, because Sam at the end of last episode he was like, oh, a place I would
No
want
one
in the
ever
region
said
is
the
somewhere in
Not
Asia.
moon.
the B.
No, he said somewhere in Asia. I remember Sam said somewhere in Asia. So Sam technically won. He said somewhere in Asia, and it appears that we're going either. It
Could be
appears
like
it's
I would like it like
somewhere.
a region. I would like region to be in this.
It appears it's somewhere in the Pacific Islands. So it appears it's between Indonesia, the Philippines, and Malaysia. It appears to be somewhere there. I think they might pull like a bunch of different places. I think they're gonna pull somewhat of a galler where they like kind of combine a lot of things. I think we might see some Filipino stuff. I think it's gonna be Indonesia, but I think they might pull some Filipino stuff. I think they might pull some stuff from Malaysia. I think they might pull some stuff from what's the place called? I can't remember it. What's the place called? Singapore. I think they might pull some stuff from Singapore. So I think we might get some stuff. It definitely I think the DLC options for Winds and Waves they're very vast. I think this is gonna be my hunch. I think this is gonna be my prediction. I think we're gonna get New Zealand as a DLC. I think that's I hear me out. New Zealand. That's my
He's up for
prediction.
what
But
kind of DLC?
I think like if we get like a DLC location, because you know how DLC locations are, I think we're gonna get
Mm,
New Zealand. Either New
okay,
Zealand or we might go back to Alola in the same way
okay.
we went back to Unova because that the Hawaii in the Pacific Ocean. You know what this means?
That's
Pokemon
gonna
Sun
work.
and
Yeah.
Moon 3 coming out for the Nintendo Switch too.
Come
I mean,
on,
I get it, but also moon.
Samurai, I can't handle.
Morgan.
I
Why you
can't.
be so negative?
Anyways,
Oh,
I'm gonna hand this off
negative.
to
I'm
I'm gonna
fucking
hand this
negative.
I'm gonna hand this off to one of my
Motherfuckers.
I'm gonna hand this
Motherfuckers.
off to
Fuck
one of my
you.
co-hosts.
Fuck
I'm gonna
you.
hand this off
Fuck
to one of my
you.
co-hosts.
Sam, you're
I'm gonna hand
okay.
this off to one of my co-hosts. Jem, what are your thoughts on Winds and Waves? What are your thoughts on the starters? Like are you optimistic for it? What do you guys think is gonna? I'm open to
Um,
conversation.
also, obviously, for like when I first like saw him pop up on the screen when it was revealed, I thought these guys looked so like ugly. They were chopped. They were clapped. Like every other word you can imagine, now you would describe the word just like ugly. But after a little bit, I did grew on them. I grew on the Gegwa. I grew on me Brout. Not too much on like the Fire starter. But honestly, I'm definitely much more interested in seeing how they're going to turn out. I know for Pokemon for the Gen 9, Meowth, Sprigatito, Quaxley, and Fuecoco, I think I was kind of more so interested in just like their first forms. Obviously, just for the fact that we just didn't know Jack about their middle and final forms. But I'm like so invested to see how the Gen 10 starters are just going to turn out because they definitely have potential. I'll just say that for sure. Like the first forms are cool, don't get me wrong, but I'm a million times more interested in just in terms of what they're gonna look like later down the line. I think that's probably the one thing to where I'm like 100% like hyped for compared to like let's say last gen. I think I can say that confidently. Um,
I heard an interesting fan theory that a lot of people think Gagaku is going to be a dragon type. I've heard this fan theory
mm,
where people basically said when Gen 9 was coming out, the last Legends trio got their kind of types repeated in some way, where we got a fire ghost type, and then we got a fire ghost type, right? And then we got a fighting type in Quaquaval, and then the dark type went to Meowscarada, right? So
mhm.
a lot of people think we might get a fire, not fire. Not we. A lot of people think we might get a water dragon type because Mega Flippin' what's his face? Mega Feraligatr came out beforehand, which I'm interested in. I don't think they're ever going to do a Dragon type in Starter Trail because of just like they usually like if they usually give starters a second type, they like doing a second triangle. The only time they didn't do it was Gen 4, to my knowledge. I think Gen 4 is the only time there wasn't a secondary triangle that worked because Steel was Steel kind of effed them up both ways.
Mm-hmm.
They can tell. So it's like, but that's an
You know that
interesting
was
fan theory
kind of
I've heard.
weird because only Emborg got a second typing, not the other
Gen
two.
5 was kind of weird. I always felt like M-War maybe shouldn't have gotten the fire typing,
Yeah,
not
but
the fighting
here's the
typing.
thing.
I've always felt like
Fighting doesn't really. It kind of just gets a typing, but it doesn't really affect the other two, right? Like even if
it
you
doesn't
look at
affect the
like
other two.
Blaziken compared to like fighting doesn't do anything to either Swampert or like but it's kind of just ticked on. It doesn't really form a cycle. It's kind of just there.
Also,
But if you add in
also
It
we
Dragon
should
into the
is.
equation,
I
that would
just
give it
think it is also kind of weird
resistance. That's the problem.
also
because it is
also
like
also, also speaking of the Gen 3 starters, it's kind of funny how they're just like, yo, F you Subtile, you ain't getting nothing. F you Subtile,
I'm not
nothing.
going to do that,
Pure
but
grass type.
fuck everything going to start except
Hey,
I
Subtile.
hey.
love I love Subtile, but it's just very funny how in retrospect, I love Subtile. It's just very funny in retrospect how they were just like Swampert, Water Ground, offensive monster, gets muddy water, great signature move. Blaziken, one of the best new Pokemon out. Kind of slow, but gets the fighting typing, gets a bunch of flying type moves. He's
oh
eating.
my Gen 5.
Sceptile, you can have Leaf Blade, I guess. Here's Pursuit. Bye. Bye.
Also, they also do the same thing in Gen 1. Like Blastoise is just literally like only water. He's like Sceptile is like the Blastoise of Gen 3.
Yeah, except Blastoise has aura. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I like Sceptile. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Oh,
I'm joking. I'm
uh,
joking.
I'm gonna
I'm
have to deal with
joking.
two step out haters. I'm gonna end my. I'm
I
going to
don't
kill off
hate
no,
one
yeah,
of the
Sceptile.
streamers.
I don't hate
This
Sceptile.
someone going to jam your account or something.
But
Right?
anyways, Morgan, what are your thoughts on Gen 10, the starters, wins and waves? What are you excited for?
They're cool. Uh, Pom Pom. Just like it was like, oh shit, dog, and then later, oh shit, Toby Fox. No one's
Oh
gonna
yeah,
get it.
it's
No one.
no,
No.
I got it. It's the guy who made Deltarune and Undertale. No, it's just very
Yeah.
funny how now the fire type
Oh shit,
Zodiac is completely done. I am so glad this
motherfucker.
stupid
No,
fan
no.
theory
Shut the
is
I
fuck
done.
up. Shut
It's
the
mean,
fuck
done.
up. Shut
It's
the
okay, I
done.
fuck
don't
up.
want to be
No,
Shut
it's
bad
the
done.
guy.
Where's
Okay,
the crocodile?
okay, so I don't want to be bad technically, they never said that like they can't repeat can't talk. So Fennekin and this new thing, Bonbon, whatever his
Sam,
name is,
Sam,
can
you kind of,
both be
Sam, you
dogs.
kind of
Just
sounded, Sam, you kind of distorted
technically,
You
there for a
kind of
minute.
got
You might,
erased
again,
from
it was
existence
never
for a second.
established that
yeah,
this was
you just
human
repeat
sentient.
just repeat, yeah, just repeat what you said. It's okay. Just repeat what you said.
What I said is technically the Chinese zodiac theory never stated that only one mon can be attributed to one type of animal. Like there can be two
Sam,
dogs.
Sam,
Biggest
it's
step
over.
I'm just
Sam,
ever.
saying
it's over.
technically.
No, Sam, it's over. You know why it's over?
No, no,
Because
no, no,
what
no.
is
The
wait,
point I'm trying
Coco?
to make is no, 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 the point I'm trying to make is if you
A
want
male
to make an
crocodile is
argument of
called
the
an
zodiac theory
ox.
being over, it's a better idea is that yeah, Fuecoco probably broke it last like 3 years ago. That's a better argument. As far as this Pomon thing goes, we can have two dogs. I don't think that's a big thing. If anything,
Benedict's
you
a
can make
fox,
that yeah,
bro.
Fuecoco
No,
probably.
this is
No,
my problem with the
foxes are
Chinese zodiac,
canines.
right?
Foxes are
No,
canines. No,
Here's my problem.
is
No, here's my
a
problem.
dog.
Here's my
That is a
problem.
dog.
Here's my
No,
problem.
we are
Here's
not
the
gonna.
problem. Here's my problem. Here's my problem. Cyndaquil. They're like, oh, but it's the fire mouse Pokemon. If you search up what Cyndaquil is based on, you get two answers. You get either a shrew or you get an echidna. None of those things are rats. These
Hey, what
are
is its
not
text
mice.
entry? What is its text entry,
Yeah,
real
but it's
quick?
Its
slowly
death entry
corroding.
is suck my no Morgan. Its death entry is suck my nuts. Its death entry is suck my nuts, bro. That's what its death entry is. No, this fire type zodiac theory was always stupid, bro. If I could go back in time to like 2003, where I was like, wait a minute, it might be the fire type zodiac, I would slap that person so fast. Ooh, I caused a flashpoint incident so bad. If I had the power to go back in time, flashpoint every day. It'd be like, Shamrock's actually really good. We should make him the ace. And what's a Greninja? Life would be so
Brother,
different.
you forget Flashpoint. Brother, you do not want to be a Flashpoint.
And you mean that? Shut up. We're so mean today.
Yeah, I
We're
don't know.
so
I don't know what is
volatile.
the air. Okay.
We're so
For people
volatile.
who are
Well,
watching, we talked for like an hour before Sam showed up, so we've like
We're so
gotten relaxed
volatile.
to where we can hate each other.
We're so volatile. Usually I try to be professional and then I might get that. We're so volatile today.
okay. We're gonna try to do a
Not
little
But
reset.
okay.
We're
I'll
gonna
but
allow
make
uh
sure
this
things
Sam,
are
but
fast.
uh
bullshit.
Sam, as the guy who's like the
Hey,
most,
is this
I'm gonna
mine?
say, but Sam, as the guy who's the
No.
most boomer of all of us when it comes to our Pokemon takes, what's your opinion on Gen 10? Do you like it? Do you think it shouldn't exist? Are you gonna channel your inner Gen 1er and be like, yeah, it's mid? What's your thoughts? I'm
Like
I
very
it,
curious
only
to
like
hear.
said
it, uh,
pom pom.
going on going on the trailer. I think the trailer looks solid. I think as far as the visual goes, there's a significant improvement compared to Gen 9, which really became the laughing stock for like not like Pokemon fans, but like the fans who would like, okay, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. I feel like compared to that, Gen 10
Mm,
has at least been, people have the general
mm,
consensus that's agreed upon is that like, yeah, this looks good. Like, okay, you can make a comparison that whether it looks good as compared
mm,
to the modern triple A game or anything like that, but at least
mm.
compared to what we had in Gen 9 and like even compared to what we had in ZA, it looks pretty good from a visual
Okay, okay,
standpoint. Yeah.
okay.
As far as the status goes, eh, for them, like even now,
You don't
because
want to go to
here's
Indonesia?
I'm talking about the status. So here's my problem with the status, right? We kind
Mm,
of have, at least for two of the mods, we kind of already have these mods before. Like obviously I get it, like at some point you will have to start repeating mods, otherwise you will, like you will run out of animals, so you have to start repeating them at some point. But like you have
mm.
Browet and like I'm not saying
Okay,
Browet is a copy of Bullet, but I do think
valid.
that the
Yeah.
fact that they're two grass type birds, I think Browet is like
Mm.
a pure grass. I could be wrong about it, but it might evolve
Right
into
Pure
a
now
grass.
it
flying
is.
type. So yeah. So I think the fact that you have two grass type birds, and do we have two grass type birds or three? Yeah, we have two. Two
No,
grass
we
type
have to.
birds. I think that's kinda. I won't say
Mm.
that bad because obviously you have Piplup and Quaxley, and there I never made that argument. So it depends on the how it evolutions goes. I hope
It
it's
has to. Yeah.
like it manages to split it away from Decidua, like it's not like humanoid, it can be something
Well,
more.
well.
Not
Uh,
one of those
oh
Speaking of,
motherfucker! I'm
want to
going
be
to
speaking
sad,
of,
I'm
so I
going to
don't want to
speaking of,
sound like,
I'm going to
but
cause a
I'm just
murder.
saying, I like if it needs to be humanoid, I hope its evolution structure is different from Decidua, so that we can
speaking,
differentiate between the
speaking.
two. Uh,
Mm,
Bonbon, I will say, I think it's the more unique of the starter because it's not like we did not have dog before, right? Like your Fennekin, you can count as a dog, but it's really a fox. It's quite different. So we
yes,
did not have a
Morgan. We
dog
know.
before. It's weird. So we finally have one. I'll say my
Mm,
problem with this thing is that it doesn't have many colors. So that can be applied to all the three starters actually, but mostly like
Huh?
Drought and this Pokemon thing. Like it's mostly yellow and has very some red behind its head or something like that. So it doesn't
yeah.
really pop off as a fire type. Like I was talking with one of my moods on Twitter the other day. He said that
Mm.
if you like didn't know that this thing was a starter, and if you saw it as being like as a Route One, Zigzagoon, freaking
I kind of get
centered
that.
kind of thing, like a Route One mon, like I could buy it unless if it used like firepower. So that's my problem with it. But I think it's at least from a species standpoint, just unique that okay, we don't have Fire Dog yet as a starter. Obviously, we have Arcanine and
Okay.
Houndoom.
Okay.
At least we don't have a
Okay.
starter.
I
That's
see.
cool.
I see,
Again,
I see where you're
yeah.
at now.
And
I see
Gekwa,
where.
I'll say I have. I think Gekwa has grown on me a little bit.
Forte.
I do think it's basically a cooler Sobble, right? Like it's
Mm.
again, it's not the
Mm.
same thing. But it's kind of in the same family of like somewhat lizard reptile-esque creature, which is a water type. So
Sam,
yeah,
Sam. I don't know how to tell you
yeah.
this. Swampert is not a lizard. He's an amphibian.
No, I'm not talking about swamp, but I'm talking about freaking Sobble.
Oh, Swabble. Oh, Sobble. Okay, I kept
Sobble,
on
like
hearing
literally,
Swampert.
yeah,
Y-
yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Okay, I
have
see what
like
you're
You
saying.
the
yeah,
Sobble and then the
Samurai.
Gekwa.
It's okay.
The whole
Sam
kind
talks
of like
about hating Swampert a lot.
I don't hate swamp, but I think that's just
Oh,
Yes,
overrated
you do.
shit.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Motherfucker, let's go back to the first episode. Who's the biggest
Anyways,
industry plant?
Okay, but
Sam,
yeah,
for whatever
I
reason,
don't
you go
I don't think
Swampert.
starters are bad. I think they're just kind of whatever. But then again, I mostly care for the starters depending on their final forms. So that will highly
mhm,
base my opinion on them. But I think they
mhm.
can use a lot more oomph if that makes any sense.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Speaking of humanoid earlier, the Pokemon community has
I'm
recently
gonna
been
fucking.
in a mass discourse of humanoid starters versus non-humanoid starters, and people picking their sides on which one is better, which one's worse. Has it always been a part of the franchise? Has it not been a part of the franchise? Is this a new shift? Are they going too much into furry bait? Let's say our takes. For me, my take on humanoid starters is if you hate humanoid starters, blame the mother effer in 2003 because Blaziken started it. Objectively, Blaziken started it. I don't want to hear it. He
And I'm gonna
objectively
add
started
on to
this thing.
that. I'm gonna add on to that because Blaziken is a humanoid chicken. People say there's nothing humanoid about Blaziken. A
No,
chicken
okay,
is
you
going to
saw
have
that.
wings. A chicken is going to have little
No, I
chicken feet.
remember.
Blaziken
No, I remember.
has arms.
No, I remember someone blocked me on Twitter, right? Because I got into an
Yep.
argument with them, and they were like, "Blaziken is a humanoid." I was like, "Okay, explain how Blaziken and Quacklevar are different, like aside from like obviously like design philosophies and principles." And their main argument was Blaziken's a chicken who's a martial artist, and Quacklevar's a dancer who just happens to be a bird. I was like, "Okay, fine," but Blaziken has tons of humanoid qualities, and he's like, "Oh, show me proof." I showed him the anime episode where Blaziken's eating from like a spoon, and then he was like, "Oh, that's the anime. That doesn't count. That's the anime. That's the anime. That
Oh
doesn't
my
count." And then I
god,
showed him,
bro.
and then I showed him, and then I showed him Pokemon of me, right? And then I showed him Pokemon of me, and then he was like, "Oh no, that doesn't count." Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I was like, "Okay, can you show me proof of Blaze can act as humanoid?" And all he had was like, "Oh, it's animations and it's like cry." And I was like, "Okay, can you show me like a visual example?" And then he couldn't show me a visual example, and he blocked me. And it was like the conversation was a lot more long and drawn out and annoying, and there was a lot more like back and forth on Quackle. But it was just like Blaziken is such a cool Pokemon. I really like Blaziken. I would like everyone to know that. I really like Blaziken. It's just unfortunate that all his fans are hypocrites. It's just unfortunate that he has the most hypocritical fan base, bro. I'd rather deal with Charizard fans than Blaziken fans. I'll be so for real. I
That's
never
Uh,
thought I would see the day.
like
Oh,
it's
hi, Sam.
actually like, oh my god,
We
and it's crazy
never
because
talk about
it's like
Typhlosion fan. We never
some of the
talk about
games are
them.
literally inspired by the anime. Pikachu
Huh?
got slimmer because of the
Yeah,
anime. The
you're
whole
right.
concept of Ditto having the dot eyes is because of the anime. It's
The
crazy,
anime.
actually. It's crazy
Because
how
of
much
one
the game
episode
like
too.
validates whatever happens in the anime, and if anything, they build upon that. Again, a lot
The
of it's on
only,
like Gen One stuff, but it's 100% like you can
the
stuff that
only,
happens in the anime can be like canon. Like
Oh,
if
no,
Winston's
and
gonna eat out of a spoon, he's gonna eat out of a fucking
I
spoon.
don't know, spoon, why you just giving them
oh,
up?
I feel like
No,
that actually reminds me. Piplup gained an animation that gives it Dawn's Piplup's eyes recently.
oh, eyes.
So
Yeah, okay, I know what
wow.
you're.
the
Yeah,
shocked
because Piplup
eyes.
has blue eyes. No, you're
The
right.
shocked
Because Piplup
eyes.
had blue eyes.
I said shocked, motherfucker. I'm going to kill Samurai. I will become the host. Fuck you.
No. I'm actually no. You're actually right because I think this is something that not a lot of people notice. Piplup has blue eyes. It has blue eyes. Every time someone draws Piplup, always notice how it's always in the anime eyes. It always has the blackout white pupil like Pikachu. It's never the blue eyes. I just deep this in. He has blue. Look at his like art from the game first. He has blue eyes.
What's in the games like gray or black? I'm pretty sure it's either of those two.
It used to be
No, I
black
swear
and
it's
it was
blue.
changed to blue.
No, I will
Especially
show
the
you
games.
Piplup's official art. I will show you Piplup's official art right now. You guys keep talking.
Alrighty, so yeah, Piplup, blue
But no,
eye.
like what? No, but like what the humanoid starter, what the whole
Oh, okay,
humanoid starter,
yeah.
like,
Okay, yeah. Okay, moving on. So, and it's also the one thing that was like, oh yeah, we can't talk about Cinderace being a humanoid sorter when there's like blah blah blah. I saw Infernape and it was just like, okay, bro, we can no one's gonna care about Infernape being a humanoid starter because Infernape is like a monkey.
by the way, I just said the Piplup thing.
Okay, yes, okay,
Does
Blue eyes.
does it have blue?
Yes.
yeah.
No, it has blue eyes in Pokopia. I was talking about its shocked expression.
Oh, okay. Okay. No, but what was I saying? But
well, not really. Come on.
no, but what was I saying? What was it? Yeah, no, with the whole
No. Look at this. This is not my image. I'm not. This is gonna make sense for no one on the podcast. But like that is.
To be
My
fair,
image,
that is just
not
to be
Samurai's.
fair,
Not
that is just
Samurai's.
a generic anime shock face. But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But with the whole humanoid starter thing, I think it's one of those things where you can like. This is something I realized. Pokemon fans love to like whenever they critique design about Pokemon, they want to sound really, really smart instead of just saying they don't like it. You can just say you don't like Quaquaval's design. You can just say you don't like Rialsquada's design. No one's going to kill you. You don't have to be like, you see, the design philosophy of Pokemon has changed from once animals to humanoid beings. They're not designing them as animals anymore, but mascot. No, you're not saying anything revolutionary. You're not. You can just not like the design because in the same generation that Meowscarada and Quaquaval exist in, Skeletor's is right there on all fours being a normal crocodile.
And
What's
I'll
your
go a
point?
step above, saying honestly, Skeletor is kind of pretty bland, pretty
I
dry.
don't. I don't really rate Skeletor's, but to be fair, I don't really rate any of the Paldea starters. I'm not shooting for them. I only shot for Quackball because the Blaziken fan was being kind of a hypocrite. That is the only That is the only time you'll ever catch me shooting for Quackball and Meowscarada like that. I truly do not like these starters. Now, if it was Incineroar, we might have to do some shooting. If it was
Yeah.
Incineroar, we might have to do the streets love Incineroar. Don't get it twisted. That Decidueye stuff, that's only for the white people online. Incineroar was for Incineroar. That was for the guys. Incineroar, that was for him. Incineroar, that was for the people. Morgan's like,
Oh,
wait, am I one of the people? No, no, you're
No,
not.
Morgan.
You're Incineroar.
No,
You're Incineroar.
no.
Oh
Your
yeah,
Incineroar
Mr.
isn't invited.
White Pokemon fan.
Morgan actually might be the whitest guy we know. Wait, Morgan. Wait, Morgan. Aside from Incineroar and Rillaboom, what is your like? What
I
is
think
your
with
top three
here's
Pokemon?
my take on the human side of the thing, right?
Yeah.
What- they, I feel I don't know if I want to continue or just let Sam talk.
No, let
'Cause I
Sam go.
can't think
Sam
of my
go.
third favorite.
Sam go. No, yeah, I know you can't. Sam go. Sam.
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 Did he
Sam.
Okay,
die?
he died. Morgan, what are you gonna say?
Sam died.
I don't
You know,
know.
oh wait,
Yeah. So yeah,
Sam.
can you guys even
Yeah, we can hear you now. You kind of died for a
wait,
second.
wait, am I not audible to you? You can hear me, yeah?
What?
He might be dead
Okay,
again.
you can hear me, right? Hmm. So the
Yeah,
point
we
I
can
was
hear
stressed
you. You
that
keep on cutting.
Yes.
okay, I'm running a system in the background which is causing my voice to be disrupted. I'll be back in
Yeah,
5 minutes.
yeah, no
Morgan, you
problem.
can continue.
Okay, well, Sam will be
Wait, what
back.
did what,
Sam's taking a brief. Sam's taking a brief intermission. So we'll just continue on with this conversation. With the humanoid starter thing, like it's just, it's just like it's kind of the biggest case of Pokemon fans, like just again trying to sound smart when they just it's okay to just not like a design because they'll be like, I hate humanoid starters. Like no joke, they'll be like, "Oh, I hate humanoid starters. I hate the fact that Incineroar stands up." Oh, what's your top three? Oh, my top three is Greninja. Stop talking. My top three is Greninja. Thank you. You can
yeah.
leave. Your opinion. Look, respectfully, I love Greninja. Right? I love Greninja. Probably my second favorite water type. I could actually say he's my second favorite water type starter. Right?
Oh, that's better than
Respectfully,
me.
respectfully, Greninja fans. If you talk about a Pokemon being too humanoid, you can leave because there's nothing frog like about Greninja. He does nothing like a frog. There's
Oh.
nothing frog like about him. He's not a
He
yes. Because if
Greninja.
I look at
Greninja. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh.
that's just Sam.
Okay.
Sam's leaving the joint.
I was gonna say Greninja is man first, frog second.
Second, he is a ninja frog, not a frog ninja.
Yeah.
Because you know why? I can tell you why. Because they removed his fumble. I'm so mad, bro. Oh my god. Especially in the anime.
What?
Because in the anime, it had me in the anime. You don't understand how much I love Frog here because of this. In the anime, they showed Ash being creative using the frumbles. I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. That has so much aura. He has so much play. And then when he evolved into Greninja, Greninja is still a cool design, mind you. Still a cool, great design, mind
Is
you.
it?
My problem is
Does it?
like
Wait.
to
How
prove
do
the fact that
bubbles
I
relate to frog?
frumbles.
I know you're talking about bubbles. They're fucking bubbles, man. They have a different name. They're fucking bubbles.
They're frubbles. They can't build. They have physical mass and they're sticky. They are frubbles.
No shot that Frubbles isn't an actual thing.
Okay, you know what? We're gonna learn something. Froakies, frubbles, huh? Froakies, frubbles come from where? Okay,
Let's see what we got.
The
no, I'm trying to
delicateness
find
of
it out,
simple
but Google.
bubbles called Frubbles.
No,
They're fucking bubbles. Fuck you. Fuck you.
no,
Fuck
I'm trying to
you.
figure out where they're. I'm trying to figure out where they are based on.
It's on bubbles.
Oh, take a peek. Oh, I don't know.
I'm
Okay.
looking. Okay, so Froakie is based on a frog. Its bubbling is white form in reference to frog foam nests created by some species of Tungera frog from gray foam nest tree frogs to protect their eggs. So it's foam, not bubbles. Shut up.
What is their name?
Anyways, the fumbles were really cool. Anyways, the fumbles were really cool. They showed up. They showed them off as a really cool, unique way. I really wish they were like a game. I really wish they were in the game like a move like string shot that would just lower speed or something. Because it was so creative. It was such a cool it was such a cool expansion on Froakie that I never saw before. And the way that Froakie could turn it into like a hood was really cool. And then Frogadier is such a cool middle stage design. But then when Greninja removed it, I'm like, okay, that kind of removed the whole part of his battle style that I liked, that he could trip up opponents and it could set him up. And that was really cool. And now we removed it. And it's like, again, I love Greninja. And to prove the fact that I like Greninja and Samura are literally designed by the same person. He's probably my favorite Pokemon designer because he literally designed some of my favorite Pokemon in Samura and Greninja. So now you see my point. Greninja and Samura, now you see my point when I say Greninja and Samura, not Greninja Samura, that Greninja is humanoid and that's okay. Like, I don't have a problem with it because he's cool and he has so much aura in play. But like humanoid starters, in my opinion, is just based on where you like the design or not. If you don't like the design of the starters, it's okay. It's okay. I think there is a discussion that can be led into where there's been another kind of semi discourse with Gakakwa specifically. A lot of people are noticing that Gakakwa is feminine presenting, a little bit of feminine presenting. And a lot of fans are saying if you don't like Gakakwa or Primarina or Inteleon or Quackleval, you might be misogynist or homophobic. What's
We will
what's
talk
what's
about
all our
this
takes
more
on
in the
this?
next one where we talk about anime.
I'm not even gonna lie. I am a Quaquaval fan. But it
Oh,
is
hey,
kind of a
wait, you are
reach.
too?
I understand why people don't like Quaquaval.
I understand it.
I
I
mean,
picked
yeah.
Quaquaval in the game. I picked Quaquaval for my Paldea adventure, and even then, I don't hate Quaquaval. He quite literally does just exist like all the rest of the Gen 9 starters. In the same way that I chose Inteleon, I like Inteleon. I think it's not necessarily that people are misogynistic. Well, okay, we'll get to it. It's not necessarily that people are homophobic and misogynistic. It's maybe, and this is my take. I think they just maybe aren't like attached to feminine designs because I feel like saying you don't like Primarina could be the same as saying you don't really like Hello Kitty because they're kind of feminine. They're feminine designed brands and like creatures or monsters or like characters, right? And no one
Mhm.
would call you misogynistic for not liking Hello Kitty. So I think that's the way I look at it. Where you are misogynistic is whenever you make fun of someone for liking it. I think that's when it comes in, where you're like, oh, you like Hello Kitty or oh, you like Primarina. You,
Yeah.
I think
I
that's
mean,
my take on it.
I think there are like points where it is like hatred from I'm gonna say I like there is some dislike of it because it is feminine instead of a
Yes, I'm not
masculine
denying that.
design. There will be some. I'm not
Yeah.
saying all of them are. I think you
No, I
are
know, I know.
right there. Yeah.
No, and I think like, and this is coming from someone who used to be a Primarina hater when I was 12, and I couldn't like because when I was
Yeah.
12, I had a phase of like I grew out of this phase, but I had a phase of always wanting to choose the water starter first because they were always done dirty in the anime. And I always wanted to choose a water starter, and Poplio was like because I didn't know how to articulate my thoughts at 12 years old. Of like, oh, maybe I don't really like the feminine designs of starters too much, and it was like, oh yeah, I like Primarina now. I F with it now because I realize it's a good design and not everything needs to be the same kind of design. I was like, oh man, Greninja and Samurai are so cool. I sure hope he's another Greninja and Samurai. Not everything needs to be Greninja and Samurai. Not everything needs to be Greninja, guys. sometimes it can be Incineroar. Like it's kind of funny where whenever those
Yeah.
starters like what start no, it's kind of funny because whenever those like starter things appear of like what starter did you choose in every generation, I always feel so bad because my starter choices are literally like the water type line, straight, Chimchar, straight, straight, Litten, and it's gonna be straight, Pompon, and then it's the trend goes. I, I don't hate grass types. It's usually that the water and fire types are just better than the grass types when the game comes out. Where it's like I like Bulbasaur, I like Chikorita exists. I guess I feel like it's another part of the debate of are you misogynist for not liking Chikorita? And for the first time, no, you are not misogynist for not liking Chikorita. Because respectfully, what were we supposed to do? Respectfully, what did you expect us to do here?
like, oh my god, bro! It's just like, and it's gonna be a thing. Some of these starters, they're just going to be the weak link. I'm sorry, that's just gonna be the case.
No, and here's the thing. This is coming from the only chestnut fan on the podcast. He is the Winklings of the Kalos starters. He is the 100% the weakling of the Kalos starters. I think he's underrated. I think he's severely underrated, and I think he's been done dirty. But if you're asking me to rate the designs on a scale, I'm putting Greninja first, Delphox second, and then Chestnut third. But when we bring the Megas into conversation, I don't know. Delphox might go to third. I really like Mega Chestnut, but that's neither here nor there.
I'm not gonna lie, Mega Greninja are kind of. I'm
If I
cool on
could
Mega Greninja.
honestly, if I could say
Ironically, I
something
think
about the college starters,
with the
I
Mega
think
Evolution, Greninja is
Braixen
like
is
the
over
worst line.
Delphox in terms of general popularity.
I
Because
don't
if you remember,
understand why people I don't understand why people like Braixen. I think it's the Duat thing where people just hate balling final forms. And I primarily I believe this. If the anime showed off Delphox with Serena, people would like it. The anime showed off Ash with Samurott, people would like it. Anime showed off let's say Clemon and Chestnut. If the anime showed off Chestnut, people would like it. There are just those fans where you do need the anime to just kind of help you like a starter. That was me with Rillaboom. Like the anime does help in that case, and I feel like it's kind of stupid to say that it doesn't because I'll tell you one starter that I feel like is saved by the anime a lot more times than people give it credit for. It is flipping Empoleon. I'm gonna say that now. That's kind of a hot take. I feel like
Really?
do you realize how many Empoleon Piplups and Primplups they put in that DP anime? They
there are
really
zero
wanted us to like
Primplups. At
this
the end
year.
of
You're
the show,
right
there are
though.
zero Primplups. Don't even say
No,
that.
Kenny had one.
I'm
Kenny
Plenty,
had one.
plenty.
I'm
Kenny had
standing
one.
right
Kenny
there.
had one. No, see, he's the one
Dude,
Pimplum
there
shooter.
was
He's
three
the one Pimplum
versions.
shooter.
There was
No,
like
he's the
three
Wait,
one
versions.
Pimplum
You had
shooter.
Darla
guys,
Purple, you had
can
Kato
you?
Who?
with Purplup, and then
I,
you had Variant and Poline. They were
They made
feeding
sure you
everyone
were
in that.
fed. They made sure you were. It was
They did
Chikorita
one
and
Piplup,
Piplup.
realized how
guys, can you
shit
hear
it
me?
was, and then it
Hold up.
No,
disappeared. That's
and
the
then they
funniest
tried to push
thing
Torterra. They
about
pushed
Primplup.
Torterra, and then
That
realized
is the
no one gave a fuck
funniest
about
thing
Torterra.
about it.
No, okay. What was Sam about to say before I continue with
Yeah,
the
I was saying
discovery?
that. Can you guys hear me? Because I fixed a few things with
Oh
my
yeah,
network. I think my
Yeah,
voice
we're
is
good.
audible
You're
yeah.
now.
good.
No,
You're
you
good.
sound you sound much
Right.
better. Yeah. So
What?
all
Yeah.
I'll
What?
say
What were
is
we talking about earlier?
earlier we were kind of talking about like the humanoid starter thing, but we kind of moved on. We talked about the misogynistic starter thing, and now we're kind of talking about how starters are given out in the anime. So we're still kind of just talking about starters. But all I'll say is that DP was low key the generation where all the starters were kind of done really well. The only starter stage that was kind of done dirty was Monferno and Grotto. But even then, I was
Uh,
out of
Yeah,
Grotto for a minute.
I would say like
No,
mid
I
third.
Monferno.
feel like
no,
I thought Grotto was
Marferno was
fine.
okay. Marferno was okay. They just had him for like 2 seconds. When
It's like,
Yeah,
I'm
Anipoke,
like
gonna
they
Charmeleon.
I
had
think that's fine, right? Like,
I mean,
here's
I
my
don't know, they could
mindset.
have they
Like,
could have
if you
cooked with
have like
Monferno though.
if you have a very small
They
showing,
way
but
could
if
have
your
cooked with
showing is
Monferno.
good,
I'm
I
not
think
gonna
that's
lie.
fine. Because they use that logic because by the same logic, Gliscor we all say was done pretty well. But all Gliscor did
yeah.
was take down one
Last
super
score.
strong one. So similar way,
No, but not.
Monferno did some good stuff. So that's why we can mark it
No, but here the difference
somewhere else.
between Monferno and Gliscor is that Gliscor isn't a starter and like the ace of the team. Monferno is the ace of the team. That's the problem.
Ooh.
Like,
What?
like
No,
that's
what
the
they really
problem.
failed. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, all I was gonna say is Monferno is like he had a great evolution. In my opinion, it's a top five evolution in the anime, right? Great evolution. The problem is after he evolved. He loses, and then he's like, "All right, guys, you're not gonna see me until I have to beat up a random crocodile." And then Inferno
Dude.
time.
Dude, that's all I remember from Monferno. You're right. All he did is like
Yeah, he
away
beat the
crocodile,
toilet
and
gator.
dude, this nigga got like no death by Empoleon, bro. Like he got hit by hydrogen. He was like, Monferno's blasting up again, and he got fucking blazed, bro. Oh my
When
god.
your life is on when your life is on the line and DP Ash with his trash win rate is gonna save
Dude,
you. We might actually die.
actually win my fingers me off so much, bro.
His win rate is
Everyone
generally so
beat his
bad.
ass.
Though you know what's bad? Well,
That
I
is
don't think
bad.
BW Ash is not losing to Kenny. I'm sorry. BW
And
there's no
BW Ash has a better win rate than DP Ash.
that's so funny. It's
Dude,
so funny
and
because you're not gonna
I'm not even gonna lie, you can't recover from Kenny. You actually can't recover from that.
you
There's
can't
no
he
way
had to
around
do
it.
such a no, he notice how Infernape had to do like an all-star performance at the league for everyone to be like, yeah, this league was great. Hey, what happened before the league? Hey,
Oh
what happened
my
before
god.
the
And
league?
what's crazy as well is that like that Kenny shit was like 2 episodes before the league. Like 12 hours before he went to the Lily of the Valley, he got his ass rocked by this
And you
To be
know who
fucking
fair,
got and you
to
know
be fair,
who
the way okay, to be fair, I recently rewatched that episode. The way it's structured is that Ash tried to do some like again, you know what he
those
did
so
against
strategies.
he
Corina
was
with
trying to
that whole
copy
dancing
Flint's
thing?
battle style.
He tried to use
Yeah.
the same trick
But the
versus
thing
like
is,
Kenny,
Ash
where
thought
he
that shit was
made like
not
Buizel
working,
be
and
like
then
this
Doris are like, oh,
tank
sorry,
mon
sorry,
who
sorry.
can like tank a lot of hits, which is
Mhm,
Mhm.
implied to be the
mhm,
reason why he lost to Kenny. Like it doesn't
mhm.
make the loss
Okay.
any better, but in canon, that's the main explanation as to why he lost.
No,
Okay.
that definitely
Okay,
is
I
true.
kind of
I'm
see.
sorry.
I will say
I
real quick for like 2
faced that.
seconds
What?
is that what's it called? Like definitely Ash was definitely trying to copy Flint's battle style, but like during like the last like 30 or so seconds of battle, he was like, "What the fuck am I doing? I'm playing like shit." And then Ash actually tried to like lock in and play seriously during like those last 30 seconds, and he still got his ass whooped. So for like those last
Guys,
30 seconds, hey, he
guys,
was actually trying. He was actually trying those
hey,
last 30 seconds.
you ever know,
All right.
guys, you want to know what Pokemon was fighting Kenny? Like,
Mm.
it's a Pokemon that I like. I love this Pokemon. I think he has a great personality. But when you go back and watch DP, after a certain incident, he gets washed, and it's not even funny. It's
Weasel,
Weasel.
Is his color
dude,
orange?
After
Weasel is
Is
no,
his
so
color
after
orange?
washed. He is so
Yeah, but
after that
washed.
man,
yes,
no,
true.
no,
Hey, what type is he?
What?
no. All I'm gonna say is after that man leads him back, like after he tied with Lucario, they was like, okay, Weasel. I
Yeah,
think he's
because
gonna be the third guy.
even after Maylene, you had him
He
fight
used up
off
all
against
of his
like
future.
Loadzel
He
Dude,
used
very
up
Weasel was
all
bad.
of
like
his
the
Oh,
main
future.
okay, that
Yeah,
was
it was
god.
what.
bad
He was
battle
No,
the
also. It
main
was
no,
god.
bad.
He used it for
no,
like
no.
two
Okay,
gyms straight.
no, no. Sam's right. Sam's right. Crash and Wake was his last good moment.
Yeah,
He had
crash
Crash
your
and Wake, and
weight.
everyone's like, okay, he's gonna be the third guy. He's gonna be the third. He's gonna be the third
Wait.
possible
What
second
about
guy. He's gonna.
Fantina? Wait,
And he was
Eh,
okay.
he was
Aqua
there.
Shield. No, I remember people fucking up, gassing up the shield of like
No,
Aquajet. Shut the.
I
No, we
it was
don't
the
pretend those
the first
people don't
move of
exist
Weasel.
anymore.
I think the first thing that happened,
As for,
I think
so
whenever
here's the thing. I recently
the
got
Bryson, not no, that's not Bryson. What's the
I
steel
recently got
guy? What's the
tell on
steel guy's
telonym.
name?
And this,
Ash has two types of
Candace.
mons.
No,
Yeah,
the
Ash
steel
has
guy,
two
the
types
steel
of
guy.
mons. One are the mons which are good, which
Hmm.
have like decent screen time, decent appearance. Usually the
Hmm.
ace mons come in
Yeah,
these categories, and then there are
yeah.
mons like Holucha and others who have like great personality and great amount of lore, which comes in this
Hmm.
category. Then we have the
Hmm.
mons which are like really strong, but they are shelved almost immediately. So you have stuff
Hmm.
like Heracross, you have freaking Glalie, who was
Okay.
shelved before Battle Frontier. Kingler kind
Yeah.
of comes under this category as well. So like
Did
super
you say
strong mons which
Heracross?
are not
Hmm.
used.
So where
Heracross
does
was
Weasel go?
Heracross was like boxed immediately after his capture because Ash
He
wanted
was,
it
he
to
was,
roast.
he was sent to Oak.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
where's Weasel? Where does Weasel go?
Yeah, no. And the third category are the mons which Ash has, which have a pretty good showing at first, but as the series passes, they eventually ends up becoming bums, which is the
Cyndaquil.
third category.
No, what?
Yeah,
And
so
here's
Cyndaquil.
the
in
thing
that
with we.
category, yes, in that category, you kinda have folks like Buizel or Terra kind of comes under that category. Freaking Neuven, not
That's
even
it.
Cyndaquil.
kind,
That's
not
it.
even not
Wait,
really kind of.
wait. Say the last Pokemon you just said.
No, even.
I said Neumann
No, no,
kind of comes under
no, 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 no.
metal.
He was no. Norman was never good. He was never
Norman was
good. We're not
never
gonna
good,
pretend.
bro.
We're not gonna.
Dang.
We're not gonna
No,
pretend.
here's
We're
the
not
thing.
gonna pretend like
Here's the thing. He hatched and he had a good showing that one time, and then he
the
fell
one
off.
time.
So it's kind of
The ones. How you can't
Okay,
fall
can we
off
not
after one
can we
good
not talk about
performance.
the
You
anime? I thought
can't.
that was next time.
You
but
can't
I thought that
fall
was
off
next
because
time,
you're never
motherfucker.
up the top.
Shut
around
up.
the time when he was a Neubat. I'm talking specifically about Neuburn. He evolved. He like put a break into
Okay,
Zapdos,
so
and then
no, because that doesn't count because he didn't even beat Zap. He didn't even beat Zapdos. He was just kind of
but he put
and
it into
like
it.
this is no.
No, he
This
like
is the
pushed him
equivalent of what
back.
Northern. This is the equivalent of what Northern did, right? Imagine Zapdos is walking into his apartment and then someone goes and then someone goes and
No,
that's what Northern did.
No,
Ah!
Northern versus Zapdos is like Tien versus Cell, except for the fact instead of like Tien doing like 50 single
Kiko.
tri beams, Northern did like
anyways,
one tri
Morgan,
beam
you
and fucking
wanted
like
to say
dipped out of there.
something like not related to anime. What did you want to yap about?
What?
We should probably get back onto the topic of starters.
We
Well, it
can.
was
How
about
long are
start.
we doing
It
this?
was
We've been doing this for like 46 minutes.
We
so
lost
far.
a plot like a few minutes in.
Okay,
it
but
was
either way,
it was
since I
it
had to
was
talk about the starters, if you have to talk about which starters are handled best by the anime, if you are a starter and you're not owned by Ash or like any of his companions, I think you're kind of screwed. Pretty much,
well.
I
Okay,
think
I
like
think the
that's
start.
Well, this,
I think I think the
Wait, was
starters.
there a
I think the
starter
starters
not
that got
picked
the
by
no.
one of
Okay,
Ash's
I
okay.
mean, like the
Actually,
fully
companions?
evolved form.
no. Okay,
Like obviously each star is
okay.
owned
Actually,
by a companion,
okay,
but like the
okay.
fully evolved
Actually,
form specifically. I mean.
okay. I'll name the
Okay.
starters and let's all see if we can agree that they were done well in the anime. Okay, Bulbasaur.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
good.
well.
fucking
Very good
great.
actually.
Okay,
Yeah.
A tier.
okay. Well. Okay. So
We
Charmander.
we
Great,
ignore the other one.
great, great. Charmander. Great. I feel like we can say the
Ignore.
Charmander line
Yeah,
We
has
very
been
ignore
well
well.
him.
fed for years.
We ignore him. We
Mm,
ignore him.
yeah.
Squirtle.
Okay, Squirtle.
Squirtle.
And well, he's
Squirtle
kind of
was
good.
done
He's
good.
kind of good.
It's like
I don't
his
know what
stamina.
He's
haven't
Like,
okay.
He's the worst out of the
Squirtle
three, but
wasn't
he's
good.
still pretty
No, not
okay.
good. As good as Bulbasaur, but
that's what
Yeah,
that's
was
how
good.
I'm feeling
yeah. I
when I'm
think that's
thinking about
yeah. I
Squirtle.
think yeah. Yeah, okay. Chikorita. I think they've been Chikorita. Well, I think Chikorita has been overfed. In fact, I think Chikorita has
Hmm?
been one of the most pushed starters in the anime for no reason because they gave it to Ash. Okay, they gave one to Macy. Okay, no, her name's not Macy. Her name's Casey. They
Casey,
gave
yeah.
one to Casey, the
Casey.
electable gym.
I'm
They gave
like,
one. They gave one to Vincent. They gave him a Meganium. They gave one to Lyra. That was the first starter we saw come back.
They
They
gave one to
gave one
Silver,
to
that one guy
to
from
Silver, I was about to
Australia,
say they gave one to
Salama.
Silver and made it to his equivalent to Pikachu. You know that image of
Wait,
the guy with
they
the
gave it
dog,
to
like
who?
he's
who
trying
the
to get
fuck cares about
Silver.
Silver? Okay, who
dude,
actually cares
Silver from the
about him?
Chronicle, Silver from the
Yeah,
Chronicles
Who
of
yes,
Silver.
cares?
the old
Who
guy.
actually
Yeah,
cares about him? No,
No, Silver,
but
the
he's
guy
still,
who,
but he's
the guy
still
who
there.
I
everyone,
He's
know.
still there.
I know who we're
Silver,
talking about.
Morgan,
Who actually
I have
cares
a
about
feeling
him
that
though?
you
so,
make your hate towards Heavy Allen's flow into weird places.
Silver, the guy who everyone says
Wait,
is
he was in
Ash's
the
father,
FSW
depending on or not
Islands?
whether you like.
Wait,
Mm.
wait.
Well, no, because the way the Chronicles episodes aired in Japan, I think they aired alongside EG. But
Mhm.
what was I gonna say? But with Silver, the guy who everyone thinks is Ash's dad, depending on what headcanon you want to subscribe to. Silver, he had a Chikorita. You know that image? You know that image of like the guy with the dog, and the dog is like really chill, and the guy's trying to. That's Silver with Chikorita. He's like he's trying to make that thing look vicious. Ain't nobody scared
Okay,
of that thing,
that
bro.
is Ash's
Ain't
Pikachu
nobody.
though. You realize that until you
No,
get
you're
to
right. You're right. You're
AG.
right. You're right, but you're right, but I take a Pikachu a lot more seriously than I do a Chikorita. He tried to make that thing look vicious.
And
Until
then
AG, that was
and then we have
Ash,
Cyndaquil.
where Pikachu did
Cyndaquil.
not do
All right,
as
Cyndaquil.
much.
Cyndaquil. I think Cyndaquil's okay. I think he's okay.
Yeah, they're all right.
Ashes Cyndaquil got to evolve into Quilava. We obviously
Dawn
got to
had a
see Jimmy.
Cyndaquil.
Yeah, Dawn had a
Yeah,
Cyndaquil. We
Dawn
obviously got
had
to see Jimmy with
one.
the Typhlosion. It could have been a lot better, but it could have also been a lot worse. All
Yeah.
right, next up, Totodile.
Totodile.
Bad,
Oh,
Bad.
bad,
yeah, they did
bad,
ass, bro.
Wait,
bad. Oh,
Bro,
it's
this
so
is the
bad.
first time we
I
actually saw
skipped
a
over
different alligator.
I think
Totodile. I
the
skipped
Totodile
over
is that
the toilet
like
gator.
Ash canonically didn't see a
thing, right?
like a
With
Feraligatr
Totodile.
until
He's a
AG, and he
comedic
didn't even
relief
say
mon,
anything.
but like he doesn't have the whatchamacallit, the charisma which the other like the Piplup, the freaking
No,
Roberts do.
can I be so honest? Feraligatr, in my opinion, had the potential to be like Pokemon's what's a good Yu-Gi-Oh I compare
Potential.
this to? Not like not red eyes, not like red eyes, but he had the possibility of being there. He had the possibility of being their like red dragon archfiend. He had the possibility of being their kind of third to second
Armed
dragon if they
dragon.
really pushed him. Like if they really pushed him, he had the possibility to be like Gandor, where it's like, oh, he's the third, fourth dragon kind of guy. Where he's definitely in branding a lot of times, and if you ever have a cool rival, you can give him a Feraligatr because let me paint a picture. Paul with a Feraligatr is genuinely, I think,
Ooh,
aside from like
Wait,
Kasui and Samrod, would be his best water type.
wait.
If they gave Paul, if they really want to do some Heart Gold Soul Silver promotion, let's say we do the Lake of Cutie battle, let's say we remove Magmortar, right, and then Paul throws out a Feraligatr, mm, it's all wraps,
mm.
it's wraps. It's wraps because if Paul had a Feraligatr and Ash tries to use Monferno, especially this
It would
DP
have been
Ash, they love
so.
humbling him.
There really needs to be just like giving Paul all starters video. There has to be like a video where it's just like, hey, we gotta run like
Well,
all the starters because I'm telling you, Paul
But
will
yeah,
do
okay,
status
that
almost
was
anything.
not done good. Okay, moving on.
Okay.
see, just like you're telling someone, Paul Hader, this is a Gary fan. Yeah, I
Yep.
can smell it.
There, man. Hey,
Smell it. I can smell it. But
No, I'm just going
okay,
to the
so
next battle.
Trico.
all right,
Trico
Chico.
was
I
done
think they've
good.
done well.
I don't care.
Good.
Even if you
If
like
No.
anything,
Destroyer, he was done good.
Whoa.
I think that's
Gem,
where
Gem,
come
shut
in.
the
Shut up,
fuck up.
This is
Gem.
where
I
come
will.
in.
I will
Gem,
kill you. I will fight. I will
Whoa,
fight
I'm
with
telling you.
Gem.
Wait a minute. I don't think they did a good job with Trico. I'm not gonna lie.
Here's the thing.
Okay, Jem.
Here's the thing. Two trainers in the
hey,
anime had
hey,
Trico, and both
I'm
of
just
them had
gonna
like 3
say
subtonic kills row.
if they made Trico and they made Groval and they made him like the second most dog shit member on the team, who I'm just saying. I'm
Oh,
just
this
saying.
guy.
Oh my
Okay,
Hey,
okay,
god.
okay,
What the
okay,
fuck?
Jem. Okay, Jem. Okay, Jem. I'm
What
going to
the
disprove your
fuck?
argument. Jem? I'm going to disprove your argument. Do people like Ash's Sceptile? Do they like Ash's Sceptile? They do, right? So that means they did their job. People like Ash's Sceptile. It gets to the point
okay,
where
okay,
no. Ash's Sceptile is so influential that I feel like a lot of people draw Sceptile with a twig in its mouth when that's not a Sceptile thing. That's not like a species thing. That's an Ash Sceptile thing.
Yeah,
I
the
feel like a
same
lot of
thing
people
with the
do it
freaking crocodile
involuntary.
and the glasses.
Yeah, it's an involuntary thing that people do because of the anime. And then
yeah,
obviously we
but
have Sawyer.
it's the same thing with Silver Gorilla. They trying to make him look vicious. They trying to make him
What?
They are not winning this. And then the other one is Sawyer's
Brother,
Sceptile had one of the Sawyer's
get
Sceptile had
out!
one of
Get
the
out of here!
Sawyer's
who?
Sawyer's Sceptile had one of the Sawyer's Sceptile had one of the best animated battles in the franchise. It was obviously one
Okay.
of the most
Yeah,
hype battles that people
That's
attack on.
valid. That's
like,
valid.
let's go back to the time
I also had
What
a pretty
about
good
Tyson
moveset.
where
Sceptile? What are we thinking about
where I
Tyson?
see
Here's the
Good
one, right?
Ninja
No,
versus
here's the
Anyways,
point.
Tyson on my
anyways,
on
Guys,
YouTube
here's the point.
every
anyways,
day. Let's go back to
anyways,
Zen. Let's go
anyways,
back
About
to
the
Okay,
Zen.
battle
okay.
from
anyways,
the
Piss
Let's
perspective
off,
get
of
Jen.
anyways.
Torchic.
All right.
Torchic.
yeah.
Anyways, Torchic. Yes, I think it got good treatment. Torchic,
Okay.
I think it
Okay.
got good treatment. I
I
think
can
I
only
think
name,
got good.
I can
I
only
think
name
Torchic.
like two
I
like
think
actual Torchic trainers.
no. Here's the thing. I think Torchic got better treatment than I think Torchic
I'm
gets
kidding.
better treatment than yeah. No, I think it gets better treatment than Mud. I think it gets treated the best. You know why? Because the Torchic line has done the one thing that no other starter line has done. Debut early and then beat the most popular Pokemon at the time. That by itself, I'm sorry, it's so much.
Oh
That by
yes.
itself,
It is kind of insane
Yeah.
to see Blaziken beat uh
like, could you
They
imagine?
beat
Charizard.
their
That is
goat.
Here's
They
the
literally
crazy.
thing.
No,
beat
no.
their
That's
Could
the
goat.
you
funny
know?
thing, right?
No.
Because that's the funny thing, right? From the perspective of someone who's watching like Johto. I don't know when it was released. If it was released like the episode was released before B and Sapphire got released. But you're
It
just
was
watching.
It
released
Imagine
wasn't
you're
before.
just
before.
watching
Before.
TV. Ash, so, like you see this Blaziken, and you're like, okay, this one was not never in Johto. I checked the whole Pokedex. Ash checked his Pokedex, and he can't find it either. So it's practically a second Ho when you think about it,
It
because it's
is.
like
It's also a
completely
bird.
Pokemon.
It's
That's
like the
actually.
third Ho-Oh because we had
Also because she
Togepi.
can.
Shut up.
Yeah, but Togepi, I guess, kind of. But here's the thing, Togepi was just hatched and kind of just stayed there for the, merchant purpose.
No, and then no, for
Blaziken,
sure.
yeah.
And what oh dude.
No,
That's
but
one
no, like,
weird
and
thing too,
then
right? Like, it was, we had a Blaziken battle at the end of Johto, and we had one at the end of AG. That like
And then obviously
Yeah.
you have
Oh,
Blaze,
kinda said
and then
that
I
he's
did
obviously you
not
have,
realize that. Huh.
and then
pretty
obviously we
sure.
have Blaziken, and then obviously we have Blaziken Mask from the XY anime, which is a more
I think
minor
he's
thing,
pretty
but
cool.
still he was brought back.
I think
And then
Blaziken.
yeah, he was.
We did it.
He's pretty cool.
Oh my god.
And
Man,
then
that
okay,
was
so now
sad for Swampert.
let's go to the starter that is really popular, despite the fact that I think we can agree Mudkip bad,
Mud.
Bro, the
Yeah.
Mudkip
Dip.
was
bad,
treated
Mud.
badly.
Dip.
Like,
Mud.
and
Here's the
bad.
thing.
if you
I
seen
think the
if you've
debut
seen a
episode.
Swamper,
Okay, so
Swamper
here's
has
the
only
thing. I
been like
think the
reduced
debut
to like
episode of
background
Mudkip.
characters.
I think compared to the other two, like you know, you have your Trico and you have your freaking Torchic. I think from a personality wise alone, they were trying to make Mudkip like the same personality as Brock. So it's kind of supposed to be this big brother type of character. It's basically like Ash's Bulbasaur. If Ash's Bulbasaur
I
was
guess.
I
like
kind of get
weird
I get where you're
fish
Yeah,
coming from.
kind of
Yeah,
creature.
yeah.
It has this
kinda.
Okay,
whole
so
thing going
good.
on in the first
Not really.
episode, but then they
All right,
kind of
so
just
let's
drop. No, I'm just saying talking about the first
so
episode itself.
no, I know.
After that, they
No, no,
kind
no.
of just drop it.
No, all I was gonna say is let's kind of speed through the rest of the starters so we can do some so we can do the goodbyes and maybe talk about
Yep.
one more topic before you have to end it. But
Yeah.
Turtwig, good
Uh,
question mark.
yeah.
Good
I mean,
question mark.
it's like I would say
Question
it's
mark.
like 40%. Like it was
Hey,
treated
Yeah.
I
pretty
just
decent.
realized
Like
something about
it was
Swampert.
decent,
There isn't a
decent in
trainer who
some
uses
stages, but
Swampert
as
in
a
X
whole,
and
it gets
Y.
like a 40%.
That's
It really
weird.
falls off in like the Torterra stage. And even though we like Falk Torterra, it has like one or two good appearances,
It
and its
doesn't do
main big
nothing.
appearance was
It doesn't.
losing to
Okay, you know
Markdown.
one thing I will say
It
about
was
Paul's
already in
Torterra.
the league.
This Paul's Torterra has aura for one thing. When they use Stone Edge, and I'm so mad that they made Stone Edge like the thing coming out of the ground instead of it sending rocks. Because when it used Stone Edge, and I think it was Gliscor who dodged it. Gliscor dodged it, and it was like, yeah, Gliscor could dodge that easily. And then he controls the rocks while they're in midair. Oh my god. That was like, oh my god, he can do that. Yo, I can't wait for Ash's Torterra to learn this skill. You could tell I was very disappointed. You could tell I was very disappointed in the DP anime. But
Okay, go
but
ahead.
uh
Yeah.
Chimchar, good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chimchar,
good, fantastic, absolutely.
good. No argument needed.
Yep.
The
Piplup,
OPM.
great.
Yep. We already
Great.
had the
Oh
combo.
god.
They
Hey,
they went
As
above
a
and
whole,
beyond.
you can say it
it
was
is
treated like yep.
genuinely Piplup and Empoleon are like the best DP Pokemon.
Okay, I
The
have a
best
take.
Sinnoh
I have a take,
Pokemon.
and okay.
In
I have a
terms
Alright.
take,
of
and
like,
I don't know if you guys will agree with this or not. Okay,
Morgan.
I have a
All
take.
right.
I don't know
All
if
what
you
are
guys
you
will agree.
talking? No, no.
Okay,
Tell
okay,
me
okay,
where they are.
okay. I
Where
want to
they
hear
come
Sam's
so.
take. I want to hear Sam's
Yeah,
take. Shut up.
my take is, Piplup makes for a more fun second mascot than fucking Eevee.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
I'm not saying like
That's
it
really good.
makes more sense because Eevee is a genuine mon. I'm just saying from the perspective of okay
I see
how
what you're.
like
I see.
being fun.
I see what you're saying
That's
though. I see. I know. I
Yeah.
see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Hmm. All right. So we can move on to the. I feel like we can kind of the Unova starters. Bad. Actually, actually no.
Mid.
Tepig. No. 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 Tepig was treated well.
It was treated
Yeah.
all right. I won't say like it was treated as
Mm.
good as the like good
It
standard we
wasn't
have
treated
seen.
as well. It was
It
treated
was like
okay.
all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually,
Okay.
sure. Okay. Actually, no. Okay. Snivy. I feel like it was also treated okay. Because think about it. Snivy's first appearance is beating the mascot of the series. His first appearance beating the mascot of the series. Ash's Snivy is known to be one of the most like it's probably the adaptation of a Snivy because not everyone sees Snivy as a staffy Pokemon. When in reality, it's really not. The first Snivy we see is male because that's Trip Snivy and it's male. So now it's retroactively that everyone sees Snivy as like this kind of femme fatale kind of Pokemon because of Ash's Snivy. So no, Snivy was treated okay.
Yeah.
Servine has the meme from the anime, and then Trip Superior. Whatever your thoughts on Trips are aside, Trip Superior objectively is one of the coolest fully evolved grass starters that we've seen. Because oh my god, Frenzy Plant, Leer, Dragon Tail, the whole reason why we think that Superior should be a Dragon type instead of a Poison type because it's a snake is because of Trip. Because he's the one who used Dragon Tail first. He used
Hmm.
Dragon Tail. And no one ever talks about that. I'm not letting y'all not give Trip Superior his flowers. Trip
You
is
know,
mid. I'm not going to disagree with that. But his Superior, that was a guy. Trip
while we're
Superior
at
was
it,
a guy.
speaking of Dragon Tail, it's actually crazy that it took until like journeys for the actual Dragon Tail's effect to actually, come into play.
Be used.
Because
Be
and then,
used.
for some reason, they just made it like Dragon Claw, but with a tail, but they never just added actual secondary effect. It's actually
Yeah.
crazy to think
To
about
be
it.
fair, to be fair, most of the time when Trip Superior used Dragon Tail, it was a 1v1, so
Yeah,
it's fair.
you're right. Most of the time, it is 1v1s, but I could
Yeah,
sworn there's
Phoenix
like
Actually,
other
used Dragon
times
Tail
in the
one time
anime to
against
where it was
Dragonite.
just like multi battles.
yeah. But then we can go to Oshawott. Only the first
Yeah,
lot. Only the first mon. Only like
Yeah.
Oshawott was treated well. Duat and Samurott, and this is coming from a Samurott fan, were treated horrible. Like Samurott was cool, I guess. Like she was I. It was a she. Yeah, not a lot of people know that it was a she. but uh,
One
but
one
now
thing if you
let's
can
but now let's
say is like
But it was
anime
overhyped by
have
Lucario.
is all right. Like it doesn't
but
do much
let's
under
go.
there.
But
Hmm?
let's go to the Gen 6 starters. Tespin, bad.
as
Bad,
Yep,
bad.
yep, yep,
It's
yep.
we
bad.
don't we
yep.
don't
No,
even, we
you
don't even
can't
gotta
say
add on
pass.
to it.
It
Watch
was
the
treated
show.
bad.
Watch
No,
the
you can't
show.
say no. You can't say pass. It was treated horrible. No, I will
No,
not.
you
No,
said bad first.
no.
Okay.
We
Next one.
all right.
Sorry.
Fennekin.
I didn't mean to push it. I
Okay.
didn't mean to push it, but
No. It's okay. It's okay. Fennekin. Okay.
yeah, it was all right.
I think it was treated okay. It was okay. Serena had a breaks in. We got to see Delphos with Aria. It was okay.
Again,
Could have
alright.
definitely been some more, but it was
Okay,
okay.
that's fine.
Greninja.
It's a good part of this.
Okay,
All right.
let's
So
go to the
Brokey.
next
Uh,
set.
Glaze. The glaze is the
Hey,
glaze that
Brokey.
Mongan.
It's something. It's something.
All right,
Okay.
Tokyo was treated well, and Aspen Ninja exists, and we were talking about it earlier. Like, I have this
hey,
theory
it's
about Aspen
insane how
Ninja.
Ash
Like,
Greninja still exists, but only in Smash Bros.
no, yeah, no, but
It
even
exists
then,
only in
Aspen
Smash
Ninja.
Bros.
Can
I
we?
don't think this is feel like old game. Like, does it
No,
exist in like it coded in
no.
Sword and Shield? Or am I tripping?
Mm,
No, we did not have.
I
Yeah,
think it.
Secret
it
Sword
wa-
and
is.
Sword.
It
I
is.
think it's in the code, but it's unused. And then the only other place where it exists, I think, is like Pokemon Shuffle or something, like puzzle match game, because Aspen Ninja has like an icon for it. But
Ain't Shuffle dead?
Aspen Ninja, yeah, it's dead. That's what I'm saying. It's dead. That's why I was saying.
Okay,
But like
I thought you were
Aspen
talking about
Ninja.
still things that are kind of alive.
No. But Ask Ninja, when it comes like, I think Ask Ninja is the last case of the anime getting to do whatever it wants, like getting to make up whatever it wants, and the games do it. Because I think that's when they're like, all right, you guys gone far enough, no more of that. Now everything got to be the same. If Ash gets an exclusive emus, we putting it in the game,
I don't
but
know
we not
like
making up
was the
stuff no more.
anime's idea or not. Because I don't know if the Dusk Lycanroc was the anime's idea, and they were like, "Hey, we have this cool as Lycanroc form, but it won't be like the day or night form. We want to make this form. Can you make it in the next game?" And the games were like, "All right." Or was it the other way around?
I think
They
no.
were
I
just
think I
thinking
don't.
of
I
making
think
the Dusk form, and they wanted the anime to use it.
No, I think no, I think you're closer on the bill where it's more like the anime and games just got more communication after that's why. I think that's what I'm more trying to say. They
Yeah.
just had better communication. But let's go to the Alola starters. I feel like we can do these ones in a group. I think all the Alola starters were the Alola starters. I think they're done well.
Yep,
Like they're
they
I
all
did.
think
They
well
the
done.
did
Lola Star was
everything for
done pretty
all of them.
good. Like I don't
Yeah.
like Primarina, but like even Primarina was done pretty well. I think it had some pretty good ability
Primarina was done
episodes.
really well.
They
The
all
I
only
came
one
think
we
together,
could
decision-wise
argue,
is the
and they
weakest,
all had their own
weirdly.
little like rivals and mentors. They
Decidueye
all like
lost, but
had
it
them going.
lost to Rowlet. So does that really count as a
the
loss?
Yeah, the Decidueye was the one done the worst, but he did lose to Rowlet, so it was a Decidueye versus Rowlet
No,
thing.
he
But
showed up late and he lost. That's my deal.
but that's
I don't
more
care
but that's
if it
more
was against Rowlet or
that's
not.
more.
That's no to Sam. To Sam. I know what you're
You're an
saying.
Incineroar fan.
Just Sam.
You're an Incineroar fan. You shouldn't be arguing for Decidueye. Let's go to Galar, bro.
Dude, no, because
Let's
I
go
Okay,
to
yeah,
Galar,
yeah,
bro.
but yeah, pretty much as
I
a
like
whole,
Incineroar, but I'm also like, damn, what the fuck happened to Decidueye? I can
as
like
I
a
like
whole, I think
Incineroar,
I
but
as
you
a
can
ain't
whole, I
make
even
think
new
it.
things.
as a whole, I think
Motherfucker,
I
fuck
the
don't.
you.
No, you
Alola
can't.
starters are
No, you
perfectly
can't. You
better.
can only like one thing.
I am
As we
not a
know, you
Gen
can
1
only like
fan.
one. That's what you sound like.
Okay, you can't.
Anyways,
Okay, rule of three.
anyways, I feel like we can also do the Galar stuff. I feel like we can also do the Galar starters as one. I think they're treated pretty well.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think
Well,
they're
okay.
okay.
Watch
Yeah,
out,
In,
Morgan. Watch out,
I think
Morgan.
Sinris is treated
no,
the
here's the thing.
best.
He's treated the best,
I
obviously.
don't think they're treated as good as the Alola starters, but they're treated all right. Like
They're
within
treated
the
all right.
scope of the
Here's the
show, I
thing.
think they're
Here's the thing.
like they're
If
in the echelon of like being good and between like all right somewhere over there.
No,
Like I
here's
think they're just
the thing.
great. Yeah.
No, yeah, for sure. And here's the main key reason why I think they're treated well because you could argue, oh, Rillaboom was the weakest link, but Rillaboom, the diaper shaped elephant in the room, it's
Honestly,
soloed
I think
most of
Inteleon
her
is literally
team.
the weakest in the room.
That's a lot, guys. You have to realize. Could you imagine if we were watching DP, right? And then we were watching that last episode of DP where Flynn is fighting Cynthia, and then we see it gets told to us that Infernape soloed 4 Mons on her team. We'd be looking at Infernape completely differently. But with Rillaboom, because it's journeys and we're just so used to it happening like that, it's just yeah, he did just kind of solo 4 Mons on a championship team.
Yeah, like most
So it's
certainly.
like
Like Rillaboom's like easily like honestly probably the best out of the three. If you really want to talk
if
about
you
it.
really
Eh,
if you
I
want to think
mean,
about,
if you're
and even
saying
then,
like,
and, it,
I mean, just
and
saying,
even then,
oh, it did one amazing feat, yes, but also
mind you,
like
this is the Rillaboom
overall
fan.
in the entire series, it's good, yes, not
We also,
when you say
we
entire
also,
series, like compared to Blaziken, because it was
I
start
mean,
to end, there was a torch check.
fair, fair, but
Um,
fair, but fair, but all down to
I
opinion. And then lastly,
still think Rillaboom was done pretty well. I'm just saying that oh, it defeated Diantha makes it like good. Like
I said that's a lot. I said that's a lot, but also, I feel we can also do the Paldea starters as a group because I think they're all treated well.
Yeah.
if anything, that
Well,
traded
But then,
no.
I think Quaxley
Quaxley
has
was
fallen off because they
straight
hate
ass.
Dawn now.
Quaxley
Because
was
no, Quaxley
straight
has
ass,
fallen off, but
bro.
here's
I'm
the
not
thing:
gonna lie to
Quaxley was
you.
never good. He was never good.
no,
That
not
that man was not
no, no, no.
good.
Okay,
Uh,
no,
Kind of
okay.
players,
No, okay.
he was
No,
never
no, 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 no. Okay, no. One thing. Okay, one thing I did thought because it took Crocodile a while to evolve. So I had this nagging feeling in my head, and let me tell me if you guys had it too. For the longest time, I had this nagging feeling in my head. I even made a tweet about it, where it's like, is he gonna be the Chespin, Rowlet, Oshawott, Piplup of this show? Because Fuecoco is like the silly one.
oh, that thought.
Oh
Maybe.
no.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, like for the longest time, I was like, oh no.
No, I mean it's not too surprising.
That was
God,
scary.
if
No, that was
Roy was
scary
forced to
because
keep up
here's,
with
here's the
Coco,
thing
is
too,
I
right?
would.
straight
For the first
Oh,
half, okay,
brother.
here's the thing too, right? For
Oh
the first half
no.
of the series,
Oh boy.
Roy was not really treated like I don't say like he was treated badly, but he was not really treated like the protag. It was a lot more
He
treated
was
like okay,
yeah,
he will be
he was treated
yeah,
he was treated
yeah,
closer to a Misty than he was a Dawn.
yeah, more. I would say that's a good assessment. Like he was a guy who was friends with the Rico, and that was kind of his thing. If anything, he had less
Also,
focus than Don.
Also,
Mm.
very fun. Also, something very funny is this kind of related to the Don Misty thing. It's very funny where if you guys were on Twitter a couple of weeks ago talking to the audience and talking to the guys on the podcast, you would see that I think it was I don't know if it was Poker actually posted this, but it was someone tweeted, "Oh, this is what like Bubblepedia considers the like protagonist of the anime." It was like
Yes.
Ash, Dawn, Liko, Roy, and it was like all the and like Go right, and then
Yeah.
Serena Fry's like, "Where's Serena?" All right,
He's like, oh yeah,
Serena Fry be doing
the
it to
show
themselves,
started
bro.
with Serena, and it was like they said the show. I don't even think the show ended with Serena. I'm gonna like, what
It
did I
does
say?
not end with Serena. It
It did
ends with
not
Ash
end with
going into his
Serena.
house. It ends with Ash going into his house, and then the like light bright font at the time says "and to our own way," and I never understood that. But like, it does not end with Serena,
X
and it
Y.
kills me. And, no, Serena fans because there's some good Serena fans, right? There's some good
There
Serena fans
are
who genuinely like the
one
character
hundred
and what
percent.
there, but like there's the group of Serena fans that be self sabotaging. I feel like y'all don't even like this character the way y'all set her up. Because we'll be having a conversation about like great female companions in Pokemon, and then like Serena obviously is up there. Then Serena fans will say something ludicrous like, "Oh, Serena was done better than Dawn," and then everyone has to look at her. Everyone has to look at them like, "Please, please don't do this."
And I don't know what happened. It happened like either it happened like this year, or no, sometime last year. But it was just as one Serena fan, and I just keep seeing hit tweets about Serena, and it's like the worst shit imaginable, bro. I don't know what happened, where they're coming from, but for some reason, the worst of the Serena fans just like came out of the woodwork out of nowhere.
I think we can also talk about how like XY fans are starting to kind of like there's starting to kind of be a second collision between XY fans, we'll say, where people like are seeing criticism of XY, and then XY fans act like they kind of don't exist. Where like I remember one of the biggest criticisms of XY is the group dynamic, where the group dynamic kind of feels like everyone's going Ash. We've said this multiple times on the podcast. But I remember seeing a post saying like, "Oh no, they don't only just blaze Ash; they do keep him in line." I'm like, when?
When?
When? The one time Serena pulled his collar so he could register for the the one time out of like 130 episodes. Wow, thanks guys. And then I saw a post today where someone's like, "Oh, everyone thinks Ash is always aura farming in X and Y, and he always has so much aura, but 90% of the time he's just a little beat." No, he's not. No, he's
No.
not.
And
Let's.
I hate it. And
You
I hate
guys
it
can say
too. I hate it. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no. I'm like,
Damn.
you guys can like. It's okay to just you guys can just say, "Oh, here's a moment where Serena does this," or "Here's a moment where Ash is not aura farming." You can just say that. You don't have to act like, "Oh no, this criticism doesn't make any sense." The criticism is there for a reason. What were you gonna say, Jem, before we go to TikTok time?
I was just gonna go. I was just gonna say that literally. What's it called? Literally, I hate it when people use the early XY moments to explain like how Ash is like goofy and silly, because early XY is not the same as like the rest of the show. Literally, early XY is just BW Ash with a little bit of aura.
No, that's what I no, this is what I said. This is what I'm saying. Where it's like early XY is like if early XY was just the entire show, it would be my favorite Pokemon anime. Because early XY has such a very specific vibe. I don't know how to explain it. It has such a very specific vibe. The characters were like Serena still has her assassinate. She still has her things before her redesign. She has a better design also. Like Clemont is still kind of shy and he's not glazing ash every 2 seconds. And then Bonnie, no, she doesn't do anything, but I didn't expect Bonnie to do anything in the beginning of the show. So it's like early XY is something very special, and I feel like it got lost somewhere down the line. But did we all get all? Does anyone want to mention any topics before we go to TikTok time?
For me, I'm all good. I'm all
Mudkip
good.
is not a dog. Shut the fuck up, everyone who said that. Shut the fuck up. Mudkip is
Wait,
an act. The axolotls are. They were called
Morgan, Morgan, I'm
motherfuckers.
for real. Morgan,
what
Oh
the
we
no!
hell?
have
Who is
TikTok
he?
we have
time!
bigger
TikTok
dogs in the room.
time!
Who
Okay,
is he?
relax.
Go!
Wait, who is
I
he?
don't think
Wait,
Mudkip
who
is
is
a
he?
dog.
No, who is bro fighting? No, who is he fighting?
Hold.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, who among us? Like,
All
okay, if you
right.
were talking about the Johto legendary dogs, then we'd be
Shut the
talking. But
fuck up.
like,
No.
Mm.
Morgan,
Raikou
yeah,
is a
sure. I don't know what
saber-toothed
I'm
tiger.
saying.
Look at those. No,
Yeah,
shut the fuck
let
up.
me
Shut the fuck
fucking
up, Sam.
saying, man.
No.
I don't know what I'm
Welcome to the Paradox Podcast. You get Samurai and Gem arguments. Samurai and Gem agreeing. Morgan and Sam arguments. Morgan and Sam never agree.
That's true.
anyways,
Yeah,
anyways,
before
time for
we
TikTok
end
time.
of
We got.
the podcast, before we
Okay,
end
you
up the
know who I'm.
podcast, so apparently,
I would
from what
love to
I've
do this
heard,
TikTok time. Okay,
apparently
go
from
for
what
it. Go
I've
for it
heard,
before we.
Utopia is the new like highest rated Pokemon game, so that's pretty cool because that
Oh yeah,
probably means
we
like
didn't get to.
even if you don't care for the game itself, this probably means that we will start getting more like actual Pokemon spin-offs again rather than just mobile games. So like I
Okay,
think it's a net
we didn't.
positive.
Yeah, I guess I didn't buy Pocopia because I don't really
I'm
like
just
live
saying as
stream
a
games. I don't really
whole,
like Animal
like,
Crossing.
but
Yeah,
yeah.
I I know. Maybe we'll talk about it next week with Braden didn't get to join us today. We'll talk to him. We'll get him on another episode. No, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. But let's do TikTok time. We're gonna go through a bunch of our social media posts. If you wanna, we're gonna start asking questions that will be incorporated in some episodes. So if you would like to be in an episode with your Twitter post, please follow us on Twitter. We also have an Instagram and a TikTok. But let's get started with our TikTok time. Uh, which starter are you giving to which Wind and Wave starters are you giving to Ash? Are you giving him Grout, Pombon, or Kakakwa?
Okay, I thought one of these two would go first, but I'm 100% going for Brout, bro. There's just no
I'm
doubt in my mind. Brout is so
I'm
tough.
going with Pombon. I'm going with Pombon.
Mm,
I'm going with Gecko actually.
okay.
I think I've heard an interesting thing from the feedback. I've heard a lot of people say, and I actually do agree with this. I think he should get all three. If he comes back, Gen 10, perfect time for him to
Yeah,
get all three. Actually,
not like
no,
yeah.
actually,
mm,
it's the perfect time for him to get all three again because Gen 1, he got all three. Gen 5 got all three. Gen 10.
He's
I'll
dead.
see. I think that's.
I'm killing Ash now.
Forgot about Gen
Oh
2.
my God, we get it, Morgan. You grew up with Pokemon Horizons and you hate Ash.
Anyways, if I'm giving him any, it will be none.
Okay, so I'm
Mm.
Gekwa,
Okay.
Morgan is none, Samurai is a freaking Bonbon,
Alright.
and Jim is Broward. So we all have
All
different
right,
takes.
all right. So, what starter are you guys giving go? Sprout, Pombon, or Gekakwa?
I'm not gonna lie, he's
What?
kind of giving Gekwa. I feel like he's kind of
I
giving
feel
that, but he could
all of them.
also go for Brout.
Wait,
I'm
which
saying
starter
Sprout.
did
All
you
of
give
them.
to who?
Go.
All of them.
Go.
I'm
Gekakwa.
saying. I'm.
Go
I'm
is still gonna
saying.
give him freaking Broward. Because they already
I'm giving him.
because good.
I can honestly give him Brout.
No, all I was gonna. No, I'm giving him Brout, so Brout can evolve and eat Grookey, and we never have to see him again.
Shut up. Nah. They're brothers. Fuck you.
I think you give him Broward because he's like a bird and I think he doesn't have a cool bird, so that's why you give it to him.
I don't think he has a regional bird. I don't think he caught. Maybe he has like a Pidgey, but I don't think he has a regional bird that he
He
caught.
has couple birds, but he has nothing which like stands out. Like his
Okay.
main mons are like
Yes.
Flygon and Aerodactyl. He doesn't have a bird, like
Okay.
cool bird. He tried to tell that, but it didn't
Okay.
work. Yeah.
Okay. What starter are you guys giving Don? Sprout, Pombom, or Gekakwa?
They give Bonbon,
Bonbon.
100%. There's absolutely
Pombon. I'm also
no.
Pombon.
Yeah. I mean, the only problem with Bonbon is that will kind of like overlap with the
I
freaking
guess it's like
Kulava.
her only only
But yeah,
water
like,
type.
but like,
Like
let's
she doesn't have.
hypothetically Don has
Wait,
to like
no, Dawn has
add from a
Piplup. What am I
clean plate.
thinking? Wait, no.
Let's say Don had. Okay, so here's the thing, right? Let's say
Wait,
if we are giving a
Palm
starter to
Bomb. I'm
someone, we are
fucking
under the
stupid.
expectation that they will act from a clean plate. If Don only has Piplup, I can see her having a freaking Palmon easily.
Okay.
Let's say she
Give
goes
her
through
Brow.
relationship
All right.
with the whole ass thing of like storing her team away. She has to get a new mon. She can get Palmon.
I'm
Give her
also
Brow.
team. I'm also kind of Pombon and Brout because she never had a grass type starter. So I think. I think.
I think the games give her a freaking grass type.
The games give her every starter.
Check.
The games give her every starter. She's a main character.
That's the thing. The games she has
Like,
like
what starter would
Empoleon,
you
right?
give
Sounds
May
cool,
from the
Insanity,
games?
right? In
She
the
has
game.
everyone.
All right. So next up.
See
All
what
right. So next.
was her team.
All right. Next up. What starter are you giving Serena? Brout, Pombom, or Gekakwa? Can we? I feel like we're all in
Gekwa,
agreement here.
100%.
Gekakwa.
Gekwa.
100 Gekwa,
Yeah, Gekwa.
absolutely no. Yeah, 100%.
Really?
What are you thinking? What are you thinking, Jeff?
I was thinking Palm Bomb.
I can also see Pombon. I could
Anakin
also
in the
see that.
room.
I could also see Pombon. All right. So last one of the what starters are you giving? What starter are you giving Paul? We talked about this earlier. What starter are you
Wow.
giving Paul?
Bro.
Brout.
Bro, bro,
Brout.
how did you say
Bro.
everything? How did you give credit to the options?
But I do
It is Brown.
honestly want to see Paul with a pom bomb too.
Yeah,
I
that
could
would
see
be
him with a
really
Pombon
funny.
for like
I would
comedy
say,
sake.
I mean, the second best pick would probably be like Ikwa. I mean, that would probably go hard, but like Brout is just feels like
You
it's
know,
too
here's
hard.
the thing. If you have, here's the thing. It depends on you. If you're like a contrarian, or like if you want Paul to have a mon which doesn't fit him, then you give him Mon. But the mon which fits him the most is easily Brown.
Yeah. All right. So these are some other questions. These aren't the questions that we got before. So what Pokemon game should happen first? Should we get a Legends Jirachi or a Legends Eternatus?
Freaking Legends
Probably
For me,
Legends
Jirachi.
Ooh.
Jirachi. I'm not gonna
But the
lie.
ain't nobody got
It
time for
for
might,
it.
me,
probably just because I just don't care about Galar.
I think this is kind of my hot take. I think Hoenn is complete. I also I think Hoenn is one of those few regions that are complete where I don't need a like. It'd be cool to revisit them again. That's not to say I never want a Legends Hoenn game, but it's not something that I think
There's
needs
that
to
I
be
can
on
see
the
that
dock.
approach. I can see
It's
that
not something that
mindset.
I think
Ooh.
Galar because in my opinion, I think ZA saved Kalos for a lot of people. It definitely got me to look at Kalos and Castelia City and be like, wow, this is a lot more fun, and I have a lot more fond more memories of Kalos now. But with Galar, I feel like if we could get a Legends Galar game that had the writing of Legends EA and had like some great characters, it could definitely get more people to like Galar. And I think Galar, especially because the anime didn't really focus on Galar too much, it definitely needs some other piece of media other than like Twilight Wings to kind of flesh out Galar. So I think I would want to Legends Eternatus.
In that case, I would agree with Legend to turn this.
Maybe
If you get one, it probably won't be turned this, but yeah, it would be like Legends Darkest Day or some shit like that.
Yeah, probably. All right. So which one should Johto get? Morgan,
you ignored
I would
me.
like to do TikTok time. Okay, Morgan, what do
Damn.
you think?
I like both, but I have no idea how you focus a story on Eternatus besides the Darkest Day from the oldest, and I would kind of like it to be a mystery more so. So I kind of want to say
Okay.
Jirachi.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
okay.
So which one should? All right. So which one should Johto get? Would you prefer a Johto Let's Go game, like a Johto remake, or would you prefer a more sequel game and like a Legends kind of game? Would you prefer a Legends game or a Let's Go game? Which one would you want? Like a let?
Not the 100%
Give
Legends
it
game. What the
nothing.
hell
Give it
is
nothing.
that?
Give it nothing.
I'll probably say
Morgan,
probably Legends because Legends can kind of do more
Its
interesting
starters
things.
all got something. The region is being fed too much, in my opinion. Honestly, give it nothing. Give it zero amount of love
Morgan,
in this next decade.
How is he hating? How is he hating Johto more than me?
That's crazy. That's actually crazy. What's going on
but
with
yeah,
Morgan today?
but yeah, I think I mean, you pretty much make just a Legends game, right? You make a Legends game about like freaking Ho and Lugia. You add a bunch of lore. You show what the freaking legendary dogs looked before they became dogs, and
They're
I
bunch of
guess.
other stuff.
cats. They're
Who knows?
cats.
Yeah,
They're
who
cats.
knows? Maybe they were. Who knows?
Hey,
Maybe they were
Samurai,
cats
when you
before
make
they
this a short,
transformed.
just post pictures of cats whenever he says legendary
I don't
dogs.
think I make. I don't think I'm making this
We don't
short.
have time for that. But yeah,
uh,
let's Johto easy. Okay, next
All
question.
right, so this is gonna yeah okay. So this is gonna be probably the last question for TikTok time because we are going to an hour and 20 minutes, and that's the length of last week's episode. So this is gonna be the last question. Which one do you guys want to happen? Do you want the original Game Boy Color games to be released? This being Gold, Silver, and Crystal. Do you want them to get a classic re-release in the same way Fire Red Leaf Green got? Do you want Pokemon XD and Coliseum to get a home integration, which means you can bring Shadow Lugia into Pokemon Home? Do you guys want a second DLC wave
Oh, we
for
didn't even
Legends
talk
EA?
about XD.
Second DLC wave for Legends EA, or do you guys want Black and White remakes? Can I
No,
be
no, no.
honest?
Black
Second
and white
Yeah,
DLC
that because
remake.
I
wave.
just realized.
Second DLC wave for Legends ZA because they forgot to make fucking Mega Charizard Z.
Nah,
Let's
I
just
need
go
Mega
with that.
Okay, I'm
Charizard
gonna.
A.
Okay,
Uh,
can I be honest?
Mm,
I want
mm.
none of these things to kind of happen.
I
mm-hmm.
forgot what
Like,
you
like,
said.
okay, I'm gonna repeat the question because I think because Morgan interrupted me and it wasn't clean. All right, pick one to happen. Classic re-releases for Gold, Silver, and Crystal. Home integration for the Pokemon Coliseum games. A second wave of DLC for Pokemon Legends EA, or Black and White remakes. Hot take: I don't want any. I don't want any. Like
I
Gold and
think I
Silver
would
Crystal
kind of
on the
want
Switch.
I didn't think it was an option.
Like
I
Gold
mean,
and
Gold,
Silver
Silver
on the
preferably,
Crystal.
I
Switch
would rather
doesn't
not
really
have
do
any because I
anything.
really wouldn't
Like, okay,
care.
sure, you have Gold and Silver on the Switch, but what are you gonna do with that? It's kind of
That's
just the
what I'm
same thing.
like.
Somewhere.
Like I don't think we're ready for Black and White remakes. I think we still need a little more time. For
Mm.
home integration for the Coliseum games, I think the Coliseum games are kind of overrated. I think they're the definition of nostalgia slop, in my opinion.
Yeah, but
Where I
Shadow
think a lot
Lugia
of
in a regular
people
game would be funny.
no, but Shadow
yeah.
Lugia got to be the biggest nothing burger. Meet Shadow Lugia. He does
He is
literally nothing.
Lugia, but Shadow. It's funny.
He just or no, he's like the Black Rayquaza from Horizons. Fat, jobless, and doesn't have a. Oh, I hate this guy. Every time they turn one of my favorite legendaries black, they do him dirty. And then for a second DLC for Legends EA,
Black Throne.
with Legends EA's first DLC wasn't that like Mega Dimension was kind of mid. Like that was kind of the thing. It
Yeah.
was it was basically overpriced DLC for no reason. I don't know what they would do for a second DLC, especially under like such short time constraints. Like I guess if you want more new
Oh
Mega Evolutions,
God.
I feel like Like, unless you want
Oh
more new Mega
god.
Evolutions, but I feel like we're good. I feel like I don't need any more new Megas. I'm good.
Yeah, give us
I'm set.
actually. Let's erase Mega Charizard X.
Morgan hating black people aside,
Morgan,
I'm d-
why do you want to get rid of the black one? Morgan,
that's
that's
why is
unfair.
Morgan always hating on the black? Why is Morgan always hating on the
I
black?
picked
What's
that
the
one
book
just
that's
to hate on Sam. I'm gonna be
notice
hard.
how notice how me and Jem never say anything controversial in regarding to something black. Whenever Sam and Morgan talk, Sam has the Jacinthe clip, my favorite clip I've ever made. but
That one
but
was
I
great.
think all right, but I think okay. I think that's we're all good. We all got our thoughts, opinions out. Anyone want to say anything before I like say
Mudkip
the
is not a
closing words?
fucking dog. I'm gonna.
All right, so
I'm on
welcome.
Okay,
board.
So
I'll
thank you
just
for
put
watching
plug
the
in my
Paradox
socials.
Podcast, everybody. Thank you for watching the Paradox Podcast, everybody. We sure hope you enjoyed watching today's very volatile and violent episode. We hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to subscribe to my channel, but also you can find everyone on the Paradox Podcast on. You can find Morgan on Twitter. You can find Sam on Twitter and YouTube. You can find Jem on Twitter and YouTube. You can also find Morgan on Twitch. I didn't forget it. And you can find me on Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Of course, you can always find the Paradox Podcast under you can find it at TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Please follow those accounts. We post clips, we post questions. We love interacting with the community, or at least I do, because I'm the only one who does anything. But yeah, guys, say goodbye.
See ya.
Awesome. True. Good night.
What?
Sam,
What was that?
Alright, see
Sam, you want to say goodbye?
ya,
All
see ya,
right, yeah.
guys.